What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing another video. Today I'm bringing you a video on the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch just got revealed. It looks awesome. I'm super excited about it. Of course, we don't really know too much information, but we got to see that, you know, it's going to be something that you can use pretty much anywhere. This is really good, especially since they also showed off a ton of third-party developers, which is very exciting, because that means that a lot of companies are in favor of this console and are really going to try to support this. It also apparently was just revealed today that supposedly, the day that I'm filming this, that, that the Nintendo Switch will support Unreal Engine 4. That's a big deal. For the longest time, Nintendo couldn't really support that kind of stuff, so that really means a lot, especially since people have now been talking about the potential of them maybe putting Kingdom Hearts 3 on there, which personally would be really nice for multiple reasons for me, especially since I'd rather not have to buy two consoles just because I really want Kingdom Hearts 3, but at the same time it's like I don't want to spend $300 just for one game. You know, I want to be able to use it all around, and Unreal Engine 4 would be really nice just because it's like it would save me so much, and also I would be so excited, and also just in general that'd be great because that could mean that, you know, future major titles could show up on there, especially if it does well. Obviously it looks like the game's gonna look good. You know, they showed off footage of the new of like an NBA game, Skyrim was shown off, new Mario game, Mario Kart game that sort of looked like a Mario Kart 8 but sort of like Double Dash at the same time because there was two item icons, and there was also I'm trying to think now what else was there. I think there was one other game, but overall it looked really good. It looked like a solid console. Overall, I am really excited about this. I'm glad that the NX is something more exciting. Obviously now, please understand, it's not an NX, it's a Nintendo Switch. I explained this to people already. You know, it's sort of like how the GameCube was called the Dolphin or the Project Dolphin before it was called GameCube. You know, it was a code name. That's very typical. Same idea with Legend of Zelda Wii U, as it was called for a long time. You know, now it's Breath of the Wild, but for a long time it had the code name of just Wii U because they didn't have a real official name. Although that wasn't really a code name, but it was just a placeholder until. And that's the same idea. It's a placeholder. Until you get the real name, it doesn't mean it, like it's just to give you the sense, oh yeah, this is happening. People have also suggested the possibility of, you know, other things as well. There's also the potential of Splatoon getting a sequel. People have been saying that for ages and totally should happen. I'd be very excited to see what they would do with that. I'm also curious as to whether or not they would incorporate Unreal Engine into some of their first party companies. You know, I could definitely see if they do a Star Fox game again, that could definitely do it. Metroid, sure. Mario could be really cool, although I don't really see it happening, but Unreal Engine 4 with Mario, that could be pretty neat. There's a lot of companies. Legend of Zelda, big time. I mean, obviously, you know, if as they've described Breath of the Wild was supposed to be big, and that was also shown off in the gameplay footage. That could be really cool. You know, I mean, it has to handle a lot of stuff, obviously, because the game's supposed to be huge. So clearly there must be some pretty powerful processing being done. But supposedly it's supposed to support Wii U, which means that either there's a better port with the NX that allows certain things to work better or faster or other things, while like the Wii U version will probably be good, but it won't be as good, of course, and that's fine. You know, it makes sense. Better hardware. You know, hopefully better working console, better resolution, better everything. Obviously the general concept is really exciting, and I like the fact that it's so portable that you can do it pretty much anywhere, which is really exciting. The thing that really intrigued me the most was just the fact that you saw the guy on the plane. That's a big deal, because most of the time when it comes to home consoles, you can't do that on the plane. You know, and the thing was that the Wii U attempted this with like a 30-foot distance where you could be that far away from your console and play some games directly on the gamepad without having to be having the screen on. But most games really didn't have that compatibility and required you to have two screens. So it definitely is going to be interesting because this console is meant specifically for that. Obviously two screens won't be a thing, so that will be a curious thing as far as how that will work, or maybe there are two screens. I don't know. I don't want to assume that the two screen thing won't happen, but I think it's going to be done a little bit better than what they did in the past with Wii U. And I also think that, supposedly the specs are supposed to be really good. The console should run pretty darn well compared to its predecessor. And obviously there's also the competition of Scorpio when that comes out next year, which could be potentially something that could influence it. And I don't know if it's next year, but and I say that next year because I believe that that's what they said, but I could totally see it being pushed. But that doesn't mean anything. Obviously the other thing is that Scorpio looks like it's supposed to be really powerful, but comparing it, this is way more innovative. Well, that's way more powerful. Well, that looks like a very powerful console. Does it mean it's gonna be more powerful? We have no idea. I'm sure it will do its own thing. It's exciting, obviously. Third-party companies again. All that stuff is really exciting. I'm looking forward to this console a lot. I would love to know your guys' opinions, of course. Were you guys excited about the Nintendo Switch? What was your favorite moment from the trailer? Also wanted to mention this. Apparently, we're not getting any more information about the console until next year. Don't hold me to that, but that's apparently what's been said. It's also gonna be using the NVIDIA apparently, which sounds cool. It's described as having a certain GPU processing and some other things. But the specs haven't been specifically released, but it could be very cool, and hopefully they release a good lineup of launch titles. Obviously, since it's coming out in March, it's also around the same time as Breath of the Wild, which is perfect because that means it's a launch title, though obviously it's going to have some kind of overlap with the Wii U, but that's fine. I'd love to know your guys' opinions again. Like, comment, subscribe, check out my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and obviously YouTube, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy 1, and goodbye, guys.